Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this individual executive member decision. My name's Callum. I'm a Democratic and Electoral Services Specialist. Joining me today and making the decision will be Wayne Smith, who's the executive member for Planning and Enforcement. Officer-wise, we have James McCabe, who's a senior planning officer within Growth and Delivery. And we have Ian Bellinger, who's the category manager for Growth and Delivery. And with that, I will hand straight over to James to just give a brief overview of the report.
Thanks, Colin. Yeah, so the current report, so Slough Borough Council are similar to us, working on an update to their local plan. So the latest stage in that is the current consultation, which is on proposed spatial strategy. So there aren't any specific policies within the consultation document. It's more a description of the ways in which various needs will be met and how various issues will be tackled. But effectively, the report that we're asking for a decision on today outlines our recommended response to that consultation. So the primary concern for us is around how they're meeting their housing need. So the consultation acknowledges that Slough is a rather constrained borough in terms of being built up and containing large sort of areas of greenbelt. So there's an identified shortfall of around 5,000 dwellings that won't be able to be met within Slough itself. But on top of that, the Slough have been doing a lot of joint work within their functional geography with surrounding authorities in Buckinghamshire and East Berkshire. And there's an agreement that that unmet need will be met within those authorities. It effectively will be a northern extension of Slough into Buckinghamshire. So the report sets out that our response is to support that approach, that the needs are met in full as close as possible to where they arise. And there's no indication that authorities such as Wokingham or similarly distant authorities would have to pick up any of that unmet housing need. The other primary sort of issue for us is around employment need. So the document sets out that roughly 15,000 jobs will be planned for in the plan period, which runs to 2036. We're just seeking in our comments some clarity on exactly how that figure has been derived. Previous employment evidence identified a slightly higher figure of number of jobs than that. But the consultation document talks around the uncertainties now with Heathrow, etc. And so we've requested some clarity on exactly where that number's come from and how the needs will be met. But again, the wider work that's been going on jointly in that functional geography between the Eastern Berkshire and Buckinghamshire authorities suggests that all of those needs would be met in full within that functional geography. And again, we wouldn't look to Wokingham for any of those needs to be met. So that's effectively it. We're supporting Slough's approach to meet all of its needs in full, acknowledging that there are constraints and that where there are unmet needs, they are met in other authorities where it logically makes sense within the functional geography rather than more distant authorities such as Wokingham. So that's effectively what the report says. So I don't know, Wayne, if you've got any points or questions on that.
No, I'm very happy, as you know, to find their own requirements outside of our area. That would worry me, but I do know about this other area. I call it South Bucks, and it's a large area. So let's hope that they can find their own. They can meet their needs in that area. But no, I'm very happy with the report. It's very good. Thank you.
Thank you, James. Thank you, Wayne. With that, then, I will move to the recommendation. For anyone watching, this is set out on agenda page 5, and I will just read it out in full. It's a fairly long recommendation, so it will just take about 30 seconds or so. But Wayne, can you just confirm that you're happy with the recommendation, which is that the executive member for Planning and Enforcement agrees that Wokingham Borough Council submits the comments contained in this report as this council's response to the Slough Borough Council Consultation Local Plan for Slough Spatial Strategy Consultation, November 2020, point 1 of which is that support for Slough Borough Council's intent to meet housing needs within Slough Borough or within the related functional geography as identified. 2, requests additional clarity on how employment figures have been derived and encourages that employment needs should be met in full within Slough or the related functional geography. And finally, 3, requests continued engagement regarding wider area growth study and other emerging evidence.
Yep, I'm happy with that.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. So that decision will come into action in 5 working days after the call-in period. And the decision sheet will be signed at a later date. But thank you, everybody, and with that, I will close the meeting. Thank you, everyone.
Okay. Thank you very much, everyone.
Cheers.
Thank you.